problems around a driver that attacked a woman, or was alleged to have attacked a woman, and he had a criminal record apparently. And the new checks that Uber has implemented, Uber in the US, how necessary are those checks, and how vigilant are you for drivers that may have criminal intent?
So I think I can't comment on India or on the US, but what I can tell you is exactly what we do in South Africa, and we're very comfortable that we're the gold standard here by a long shot for safety. So if you want to come and operate on Uber as a driver, you need a professional driver's permit, which is the same that you need for in any other transportation company. But this professional driver's permit means that you've gone through a police clearance process, that you've got a driver's license for a specific number of years, and then you can start to operate. But in addition to that, what we do is every single driver who operates on the system goes through a fingerprint criminal background history fingerprint check, and this basically looks at your full criminal background history. And I think what was one of the interesting sort of stats is that we thought that, well, maybe this fingerprint check was not really that relevant or necessary, given that everybody's got a PDP on the system. But interestingly, we found that sort of around about 15 to 20% of people who were coming through with PDPs actually had hits on the criminal background, and some of them were fine, but some of them were not, were partners that we wouldn't want to continue partnering with. So I think that is a great first step. But then also, every partner who comes into the system goes through a training session and learns how to use the technology. But once again, it's the app itself that has the best safety feature of them all, because after every trip that you take, you need to rate your driver between 1 to 5 stars. So, and if it's 3 stars or less, then it asks you what was wrong with your trip, what is the issue, and you can say it's service, car quality, or dangerous driving, or anything like that. And that feedback goes immediately to our, to our support center, and we get back to you within, typically around about a half an hour.
Half an hour?
Typically in a half an hour, and then, and obviously we feed that back to the driver as well. So if it's an instance where there's a safety concern, obviously we'll make sure that that driver gets off the road as quickly as possible. So essentially what you've got here is a completely dynamic monitoring mechanism that checks every single trip that somebody does, and that's just way better than anything else that you can get.